Women want and crave you. They want intense intimacy. But you probably don't understand how to notice this. Instead of just wishing and dreaming about intimacy, you need to know that women are even more intimate than men. But with everyone calling women mysterious and hard to understand, the opportunity to engage in something intimate is often missed, and men don't pay enough attention. From understanding the meaning of intimacy to the physical and emotional signs she will show you, these are the 17 signs that a woman wants intimacy immediately. Why women want intimacy more than men. Before we look at the most critical sign, you're probably wondering what we mean by stating that women desire intimacy more than men. Fortunately, this is rather simple when you scratch beneath the surface to look inside the mind of a woman. You see, men desire intimacy as a way of having fun and relieving tension. Men are more likely to be focused on their goals and purpose, whereas a woman wants to feel the closeness of another person and feel like she's loved. When women desire intimacy, it's not necessarily the physical act. In essence, a woman wants to feel like she's being loved, and this invigorates her to improve in all other aspects of her life. This might not be what many women want to hear, but it is a fact that women hate being alone. They might tell you how comfortable they are in their own space, but having that feeling of closeness is what she actually needs. Unfortunately, men have become oblivious to many of these signs, and they often find themselves struggling to capitalize when the obvious signs are right in front of their eyes. This video will teach you all the important signs a woman will show you when she desires intimacy. Keep in mind that this applies to both dating and long-term relationships. Number 1, she communicates frequently. Let's get the obvious one out of the way first. You see, women are busy much like every other person on the planet. With the rise of women empowerment, every girl wants to become successful, and this means that they tend to focus hard on their careers in the modern era. On top of this, women tend to be rather popular on many social media platforms. For instance, if you take the phone of any woman and scroll to her social media inboxes, you're more than likely to find that her inbox is flooded with desperate men all trying to grab her attention. Now, let me tell you a little secret. Despite all her complaining about it, she does respond to a few of these men, and it becomes a competition to see who can land a date between these contacts. You see, a woman doesn't need to chase you when she has a lot of men already chasing her. However, when she does become more responsive through texting or other forms of communication, she's chosen you. This is perhaps one of the clearest signs that she does in fact want to spend time together, which might lead to intimacy. Number 2, her appearance is always spot on. When a woman's interested in a man, she's very susceptible to his judgment. In fact, she'll take almost everything personally due to her fragile ego. However, when she doesn't care about you or what you think, she'll just be her casual self. One way to know if a woman's interested in intimacy is to take stock of her appearance. If she's always looking her very best, chances are she doesn't want to disappoint you and she's possibly interested. Adding to this is the fact that she might frequently ask to use the restroom. This is all a way to constantly adjust her appearance and make sure that she looks her very best. Since women do not put in as much effort for everyone, it's a sign that she desires you, or at least wants the current situation to perhaps turn into a relationship. Number 3, she engages in playful banter. One of the best ways to create tension, and more specifically sexual tension, is through something known as banter. You see, much like you and your friends tend to hit each other with some banter that creates some intense moments, women also love this. The problem with most men is the fact that they keep on praising women and they don't have the guts to speak their minds. However, playful banter between a man and a woman is a sure way to build some sexual tension, and when she engages in these conversations, she definitely gives you the green light. What you'll notice is that the more you playfully talk to one another, even if it has an insulting tone, the more she'll often return the favor. However, at some point, she should submit to you. But when the sexual tension is high, the only way to break it is to engage in intimacy. Number 4. She overflows with compliments. When was the last time you received a compliment from a woman? Now, this is not the standard run-of-the-mill compliment you get when you visit the family and your aunt tells you how attractive you've become. this is an actual compliment from a woman you don't have any prior connection to? Well, the truth is that very few men actually get to receive compliments, and this is due to the fact that women don't need to chase you. Either you're not worthy of chasing, or she has hundreds of men already complimenting her. However, you'll eventually meet a woman who does want to engage in these compliments, and this is where the secret lies. You see, a woman who takes the time and the effort to give you a thoughtful compliment is absolutely critical as a sign. Make sure to capitalize on these compliments, as it could be a great way to engage in playful banter. Number 5, she invites you to a date. Do you know how rare it is for men to actually receive a date invitation? You see, men often have to court a woman before she agrees to a date he has planned. However, you can lately find that women are no strangers to engaging in such activity themselves. However, it's rare, since the stigma of men setting up dates is almost a century old. One of the critical signs that she's ready for more is when she sets up a date. Now, keep in mind that this will be from the second date onwards. Women tend to wait for men to set up the first date, especially if she's never met you. Number 6, she wants to enter your personal life. Women are curious beings, and by now you've probably seen that they love to pry and figure out your weaknesses. For the most part, this is merely a curious thing to see who and what you are. However, she's actively and consistently trying to see you or wants to go out with you. It's one of the most prominent signs. But this will involve her asking you a few deeper questions to figure out who you truly are. When a woman's putting an effort to get close to you on an emotional level, it's a very powerful sign that she wants to engage in intimacy and is ready to progress the relationship further. Number 7, she makes a move. Perhaps the easiest sign to spot that men often miss is when a woman makes a move. Now, you need to understand the passive-aggressive nature of women, and this will show you that women are not forward or upfront when they make a move. A woman might touch you on the arm, and this might not mean something, but it breaks the touch barrier and allows you to return the favor. You should know that a woman will rarely break the touch barrier unless she's interested. Number 8, she praises or pedestalizes you. Much like men often make the mistake of putting women on a pedestal, the same is true for women. You see, when a woman is very attractive, it's easy for a man to see her as some kind of princess. He might obsess over her, and this makes his behavior become weak. However, women who truly like a guy will do the exact same thing. Now, she might not put you on a pedestal in front of you, but she will talk about you in high regard to those around her. Once again, you need to understand the rules of demand and supply. Women have no reason to do this since they're in high demand, by default, for the most part. So whenever she does praise you when talking to her friends or even to your face, it's time for you to make the move and understand just how much she's into you. Number 9, flirting. Now that we've unraveled a few of those passive signs, it's also important to look at the active signs a woman might show. Flirting, by nature, is a powerful way for both men and women to create a sense of sexual tension. If she's frequently flirting with you, it's simply because she likes you and needs to react to this by returning the favor. It's important that you understand how flirting works, as this will significantly improve your success. And we have created a video you can watch to improve these skills. Make sure to check it out after this one. Number 10, she wants to occupy space around you. Have you ever noticed, when you're in a group setting, how the people who are attracted to each other often gravitate to one another? Well, this is a subconscious thing that happens, and people simply cannot stop it. One way to figure out if she wants intimacy is to consider looking at what she does in a group setting. If a woman's interested in you, she's more than likely to want to occupy space around you. If you haven't been to many social gatherings, you might not have noticed this, but it is very important that you consciously look for this. A woman who's all over you in such a setting craves and desires intimacy. Number 11, she tries to seduce you physically or verbally. One of the most important signs you can see to understand whether she craves intimacy is to look at how she talks and acts around you. You see, women are highly seductive, and they often crave seducing a man. Since shyness and personality type have a massive role in this, not everyone's way of seduction is the same. If she's into you, she might consider trying to seduce you verbally through things like texting and even just flirting. However, she might also want to seduce you physically with her body or what she wears. Once you notice this, you are golden, and you're free to engage in a little seduction of yourself as she does crave intimacy. But eventually, the emotional games begin. Number 12, she becomes passive-aggressive. Nothing is more frustrating for a man than a passive-aggressive woman who he simply cannot seem to figure out. You need to understand that rejection is far worse for women than it is for men, and this is why she might not be upfront with her feelings or if she likes you. What you'll notice is that a woman might easily turn into a passive-aggressive kind of person who will pull you in and push you back. She's actually trying to see how much you like her. Now, the only reason she'll go through all this effort is because she does like you. But it can be a tricky thing to navigate and might take some trial and error to ensure that you can use this to your advantage. We have a great video on how you can break through this passive aggressiveness. Number 13, she thinks about you randomly. Let's face it, we're all trying to achieve something in life, and this takes up a bulk of our personal time. Women also have goals and want to become successful, which occupies more than 80% of their minds every single day. However, a woman who wants you will randomly think about you and perhaps even tell you this during the day. However, a modern passive-aggressive approach might be her posting things on social media or even tagging you in certain videos. This means that she was thinking about you, and you can comfortably pursue this. Number 14, women do things for you. If you go back to the start of civilization, you'll notice that women used to operate at the behest or service of the person they liked. Yes, she is more than likely to want to nurture and simplify things for the guy she loves. Another telltale sign that a woman's ready for intimacy is when she does things for you. This could be surprising you with movie tickets, or even pitching up to your apartment with some food. The moment the nurturing instinct of a woman kicks in, she'll be more than likely to engage in intimacy with you. Number 15, you get to meet the crowd. In an ideal relationship, men and women need to enter with their own groups of friends, and one mustn't become friend-dependent on the other. Now, women rarely want to bring men into their social circle for fear of judgment. However, when she really likes you, she'll be more keen on doing this. Not only does she want to see how you get along with her friends or family, but she's willing to have them judge you and give her feedback. Since women rarely do these things, it's a sign that she's ready to progress the relationship. Number 16, she pulls away without warning. Another frustrating and passive-aggressive trait many women show is when they pull away from you due to fear of rejection. As mentioned earlier, it's hard to understand the flip-flopping nature of many women, and they might get scared and choose to run away at some point. When a woman pulls away without warning, it does not necessarily mean that she doesn't want you. In fact, she's testing you to see if you're interested. If another guy is present, a woman might be ruthless and tell you to leave her alone. However, when she pulls away and then comes back, she's playing games. But these games are driven by her natural attraction to you. You can simply be straight up with her, and you might find some success. Number 17, she makes it clear what she wants. For many men, the day a woman directly tells them she wants to be intimate never comes. In fact, more than 50% of men must work their legs off in order just to get a shot at a woman. However, if the progression is correct and you have done everything within your power, she will eventually give in and directly tell you that she wants you. This often happens over the phone or when texting. But if she's willing to go this route via phone, you can be sure she's ready to engage in some intimacy. But none of these signs matter if you don't know how to build good sexual tension. By clicking on this next video, you'll be able to see a step-by-step guide to understand exactly how to build good sexual tension.